Good morning, YouTube. Today I'm going to be streaming some more Flesh and Blood, testing for my Proquest this weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. I've also got an armory tonight with my locals that I'm looking forward to playing. I've pretty well settled in on my deck list. Feel free to type in, if you're on Twitch, you can type in the chat. !deck list to get that. If you're on YouTube, I will have that deck list linked below the video. I'm ready to get started. Thanks for joining. So here we are. I just want to start joining some of these random competitive CC games. I'm going to turn that volume way down. Hello. I don't have a game plan for Rhinar specifically. I don't really want to be clashing. I think I'm going to switch to Titan's Fist. Send them a good luck, have fun. What cards do I want here? I think I do want Staunch Response. It's going to be really good to put in the arsenal. So even if they do hit it with a Intimidate, it'll come back. I don't want a ton of clashing, but I want some. Trounce is not going to get a lot of wins. Test of Iron Grip is so bad if I lose. So I think I'm going to stick with just my go-tos. I'll bring in Pummels to help. And I don't think we're getting to second cycle, so Remembrance is irrelevant. I need one more card in the deck. I don't know what it should be. I'll go ahead and start with a Trounce and give this a go. I don't want to use this turn one if I don't have to. Let's see how much damage my opponent's able to get in. Starting the stream a little bit early this morning because I'm awake a little bit early. I've got chat pulled up. I do want to test some chat real quick. I've got some... I don't want to give armor. I guess I'm willing to leak a little bit of damage here. Let me check that. My bot doesn't seem to be working as I wanted. That's disappointing. Okay. That's actually really good. Boulder Drop is a great card. I'm going to be encouraging my opponent to do some blocking. So they're not going to have a 5-card hand against me. And I've got a sweet arsenal. Scowling Fleshbag is going to get me at some point this game. I'm not happy about that, but I don't really see much of a way around it. Oh, that just popped up on screen, didn't it? Okay. Yep, got 2 cards from him. That's what I wanted. And we will arsenal this amazing Staunch Response. Oh my god, yes! Okay, they're only attacking with 1 card, so I'm gonna be taking 1 point of damage. But, oh my gosh, being able to play Staunch Response pitching Riches of Tropeldani is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna say no blocks. We're gonna go to reactions. Pitch this here yellow draw card. Oh my god. Value. I'm more than happy to play this Goldmane Estate. I've got 2 floating, so I can play Peck Perfect. Gosh, that feels bad, but it's what we're going with. We'll have Pummel set up for next turn. Oh. I should make a Seismic Surge. Because I've got that 1 resource floating. There we go. Alright. Okay. Exciting. My opponent can get away with blocking, and I might have to mill some cards here, but I've got some big attacks too. I have some big attacks too, and if I need to crack a gold to, like, put a test of strength on the bottom of my deck or something, oh, nice. Immediately revealing an 8. That's what we want to see. Run Roughshod is a card they're happy to see gone. I don't think they care about that. They should have a good turn here. They do not have a good turn here. So, I'm willing to take an on hit, because I want to throw something big back at them. I don't have an on hit to throw, so it's just going to be +4. I think I'm just going to block 6. I don't know what's on top of the deck. I could lose this clash and lose one of my mites. I think I just want to keep my life total high here. Nice. I won the clash. I'm going to take out their agility and leave them with the mite. I think that's more punishing for them. And then I don't have a way to pummel here. Well, I could swing hammer and pummel, but we're not doing that. Yeah, we're going to spend that gold. We'll come in for 14 overpower. Let's get a life total lead. Let's apply some pressure. I've got the pummel to keep the pressure up. My opponent's going to try and swing it back in their favor, but we've just had a couple of really good turns. That staunch response was amazing. I hope I get staunch responses like that in the future. Pitching Rich as a Tropal Johnny to staunch response, drawing a card, and then on my turn, being able to cast Goldmane Estate to draw another card. That was... I drew 6 cards that turn cycle. Normally, I'm an Int 4 hero. I had Int 6 that turn. That's so good. That's so good. Riches of Tropaldani is unreal in Victor. It really is. Yep. Have a yellow 6 that cares about attacking brutes. Very strange. Okay. There's our life lead. Oh. Were they able to pay that with... Yeah, they were able to pay that with Tunic. That's really good for them. Okay. And a D-React from Arsenal? Okay, well, I guess I'm not getting a massive life lead, but I am maintaining tempo in a really big way. Blocking 7, preventing 4. They're going to take 3 damage here. I'm going to have a life lead. Oh, now that is a thump target, if I've ever seen one. Yeah, they're just attacking for 4. Or a pummel target. Yeah, I will block with Peck Perfect and take 1. Make a Seismic Surge, throw Boulder Drop. Pummel is pretty face up here, opponent. Can they play around it? Like, they clearly have D-Reacts in the deck. So we're going to see if they block all 7. If they block 6, I pummel. If they block all 7, I'll debate it, but I probably will pummel and force them to have that D-React. We'll see. We'll see. Yep, I will in fact be pummeling. Oh my god, rip 2 cards from their hand. This is disgusting. Oh my gosh. Discard Pulping and put an unknown card on top. They have 1 card in hand. I've got to... They do nothing on their turn? Alright, we're throwing the blue and arsenaling the boulder drop because I want to have something good to do next turn. I want to spend as many resources as I can this turn. This is a 5-cost attack instead of a 3. And throwing the boulder drop here is 7 damage with a relevant crush. This is 7 damage with a relevant crush. I don't see a reason to do one over the other. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy start, guys. I'm drawing so well. They're gonna waste their flesh bag here? Okay, I am over the moon. That's amazing. I've got Staunch Response to block 7. I'm happy to block with... Oh, okay. Okay. This could be bad. I don't want to block with Staunch Response here. It's time to block with Equipment. I'm okay with taking damage. I just want to minimize it. Let's see if they have more ways to making me discard. Giving them the Quicken could actually allow them to go wider. It's not worth risking that. Okay, we're going to take some damage here. It feels bad. I wanted to block with that Spinal Crush, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Blood Rush into Swing 2 Mandible Claws is fine. They've got this as a 1-for-4. Draw a card. Okay. And then tack 8. On hit, destroy one of my items. I still don't want to give him a Quicken. I'm just going to block 7, and I will lose 1 gold. And I'll be sad about it. I think that's just something we're going to be sad about. Yep. Okay. Down to 2 gold. Not a huge deal. They still have a card in their arsenal. This boulder drop is going to be a pain in their ass. I get to make a new Seismic Surge for next turn, just in case. Come in for 11. Demand more cards. Soon I'm not going to need Crush effects to force them to block, because they're just going to be too low on life. This is exactly the position I want to be in. Do need to find a time to block with Civic Steps. Just once. I only need to block with Civic Steps once. This next turn might be it, if I'm able to actually have the Spinal Crush on my turn. Okay, they have a D-React here. There's no way they're actually letting this Crush effect through. But... Okay. Okay. Okay, now they're not blocking at all. They just took 11 and put a card on top. That's very strange, but okay. Blood Rush Bellow. Yeah. Hey, they intimidated the block card. That's really good for them. Yeah, we'll block 3, take 2, down to 30. That's totally reasonable. Yeah, the fact that I'm still at 30 here is huge. They're going to need a third Blood Rush Bellow turn, and I don't think they're going to live long enough to get there. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they're going to live long enough to get there. I'm expecting a Mandible Claw here. I can block with some armor. Ooh, Pulping. Okay. That changes things. It has Go again, but because I'm not blocking with two things, but it doesn't have Dominate. Interesting. I mean, I can take a turn off. That's fine. Block like that so it doesn't have Go again. Take two, their turn ends. Alright. I can't do anything on my turn, which does suck. They're going to be thrilled with that. But that was a good turn for me. Now they've got to get lucky and try and intimidate the block card again. Oof. Okay, so draw, discard at random, go again. That's, yeah, that's over. Okay, the opponent conceded. They had lots of other things they could have hit. I wouldn't be surprised if that was, like, off the top or something. Yep. Good game. Good game, opponent. Sorry for the bad luck. Let's see if they want to rematch. I kind of doubt it, but we'll give them the option. They should be getting a lot luckier than that. But that's what brutes do, right? Brutes have to lean into the luck a little bit. Man, I'm bummed that my Stream Elements isn't working. I've got this here. I've got Stream Elements chat command. Maybe the chatbot isn't here or something? I've got a custom command. Oh, deck list is one word in my command. Okay, let me test that. Exclamation point. Ooh. Deck list. And I get nothing. What is going on? Why can I not get this chatbot to work? Join a competitive CC game against Oscillio. Okay, I want to be on the play against Oscillio. I am going to bring AB3. It has felt pretty good. Oh, I think I've got an Oscillio build. Check my deck. It should have my pummels in. It has most of my Clash cards. I'm down a couple trounces because I've got the pummels in. Yeah. Send them a little good luck, have fun. Yeah, I want to just Arsenal the Command and Conquer. I may as well make that and then just swing 7. My cat is sitting on my mouse cord, so I've got limited mobility with my mouse. Activating Oscillio, pitching a null shock. Okay. I mean, at least they didn't use it. They could have gotten in for damage by just using that. No way they don't block. 7 damage? Just taking it? That seems so bad. Okay, they are dealing damage here. Yeah, I'd rather have this in Arsenal. This doesn't have an on-hit. We're gonna AB0. Alright. They're trying really hard to race. Yikes, that is not where I want to be. One thing I really need to remember in this matchup is to block with my armor. I need to block with my armor while I have the chance. If I can get any value out of blocking with the armor, I need to. I can't really get value out of blocking with my armor here, unfortunately. because I have all these reds that I can't use. I wouldn't mind attacking with Peck Perfect, but Spinal Crush is much better in this matchup. So yeah, we're going to make a Seismic Surge and swing Command and Conquer. Maybe I should be holding more resources in my hand in case they try and instant speed arcane damage me, but I just don't think they can race if that's what they're doing. I think the only reason they did it last turn was because they were going to draw back up. And they had a cute way to get in some free damage, so they took it. They also might not have had many blocking cards. So they pitched that, and then they played that. Yeah, it's a blocking card. They played Blink and that to get it there. Yeah. Okay. They played Blink from Arsenal. Sure thing, opponent. You, in fact, did play Blink from Arsenal. Alright, and this is why this matchup is so much better than it used to be. Ooh, if they're just going for arcane damage and are not... Yeah, they're not attacking. They're out of action points. I can pay AB2 and still throw a relevant on hit. Pitching 2 reds. Not where I want to be. I'm glad I made that Seismic Surge, because I didn't draw a single blue this turn. Yikes. I'll be getting some blue heavy hands in the future, because my last hand only had 1 blue. My last hand had 1 blue, this hand had 0 blues. I'm glad I've got the yellows. Yellows and boulder drops, like, having 3-cost attacks and the regularity in which I make Seismic Surges, this all pays off really well for me. I just have less dead hands. E-Strike is red that really makes a hand no longer dead. Wait, what? Where is my AB3? Okay. That's really annoying. This is a good hand, and I wouldn't mind keeping all these cards. I'm going to start by blocking with armor and see how wide my opponent really thinks they can go. Okay, make an Embodiment of Lightning, get another card back. It's another lightning spell you can play this turn to get another amp one set up. Opponent, you wanna pass priority here? No, just immediately replaying it. Sure. And activating Volzar. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Do your Volzar thing. And now what? What's your last card this turn? You could just... Oh, you wanted to activate Volzar to get Fry out of your hand? Because otherwise you were going to have sigils on the board and activating Volzar was going to be free. Very weird. Yeah, I'm going to E-Strike go again into Spinal Crush here. My opponent didn't put on enough pressure on their turn. This opens me up to play very aggressive on mine. Opponent should block this. They could get away with it. They still have their Lightning Greaves, so the crush effect isn't a big deal. But I've got a huge life lead. I've got 3 mites on board. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good here. Still upset that my chatbot is not working. Guess I'm glad I didn't mention that chatbot in the title. In the stream title. That would have been a little awkward. Okay, they're taking 6. Spinal Crush is on. These Embodiment of Lightnings don't do anything. Well, I just blanked that. I guess the second one always doesn't do anything, but Yeah, we will pay. There's no way I can throw this Spinal Crush. I'm gonna pitch for it. That doesn't have Go again. My opponent should know that. So they can do instant speed stuff to try and empty their hand here. So they could, like, play Blink, return that to hand. Blink gives them an action point back. Oof. Oof. Yeah, I'm not discarding a card. Thank you. I want you to discard a card. I will happily spend a gold to fix that. They can't go back. They can't undo at this point. They let the Clash trigger resolve, so they have to discard before we move on. It's not like they could use their hand up. And it's gonna make their turn a lot worse. Like, all my disruption is happening right now. All of my disruption. I'd love to have been able to play that. I just didn't have enough blues to do it. And yeah, Command and Conquer for 9. What have you got, opponent? Does your deck even block that much? I don't think you can block 9. Even if you wanted to. So yeah, you're down to 2. I'm at 33. You just lost an extra card. I've got Trounce here. There's an extra card, specifically Spinal Crush, which is... I guess the Crush effect doesn't have any text. I may as well throw a Peck Perfect. Spinal Crush is just worse than Peck Perfect here. I've got a Vigor, so I only need 1 blue in order to throw this Peck Perfect. So I want to be blocking with the Spinal Crush, pitching one of these blues to pay AB2, but yeah, my opponent agrees it is over. Alright, that was a slaughter. I mean, this might be the same one. So I want to choose the Oscillio. Matchup applied, but it's not putting my hood on. I need to check Fabrary. I'm supposed to have AB3 in this matchup. I think I might just swing Hammer here. Like, this doesn't have an on hit, right? So if I just swing Hammer... got 2 floating to deal with any arcane damage they try and do on my turn. I doubt they just take this damage and race. They should be blocking here, right? It's turn 0 or whatever. Okay, they're taking a point of damage. We'll get a Clash in. And I am consistently winning clashes. Well, Arsenal the Boulder drop because it has a good on hit. Gosh, I'm telling you, Seismic Surge. This is incredible. I'm not gonna overblock here. Just blocking 3. We win, so I guess that Seismic Surge is much less needed. Now I need an additional resource so I can throw a yellow card, Spinal. But that's not happening. Okay, yep, you get that back. Gonna underblock again. If they had the Channel Lightning Valley, they would have played it already. Fine with just taking a little plink of damage. Jeez. They have a shock here? Oh, they have a Mind Warp. Yeah, that's really good. I can pay AB3. Mind Warp says if it deals more than 2 damage. Well, it's going to deal more than 2 damage, unfortunately. So yeah, we're just going to pay AB2. And any card lets me throw my arsenal. So I'm happy enough with this. Okay, I mean, yeah, I said any card lets me throw my arsenal. Wish I had some more to work with, but this is where we're at. I mean, God, that was a bad turn for me, and I got unlucky on a lot of things there, and it still turned out great. I still feel like I'm coming out ahead. Okay, when this leaves, make an embodiment of lightning. I mean, they're planning on making that leave anyway. If I can make it leave and not go to their hand, that seems pretty good. They need to play it now, but if they play another aura, then I'll destroy that one. This is an interesting spot. It's unexpected. All right, maybe Clash of Bravado is better in this matchup than I gave it credit for, because yeah, it does really mess with Blast to Oblivion. I know they want to put that back in their hand. If I can say you don't get that back in your hand, or you have to play suboptimally to do it. Yeah, I will pay 3. And then I'll destroy your embodiment of lightning that you worked so hard to make. I'm guessing you're just arsenaling and passing here. Yeah, I'm really... Okay, play that back out and then arsenal pass. Oh, they chose not to arsenal. What? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for putting that card in your arsenal. I would love to have an on-hit on my turn. Okay. My opponent did shuffle my deck, but I know there's 2 yellow thunks right next to each other. Or 1 card apart, because I pitched a blue last on their turn. Pitched a blue to AB. Yeah, my opponent's having a tough time. A tough time. Tin Lewis. And I'm guessing this is the same opponent from last time. Everything looks the same. Got the old knocker. They're just not protecting their arsenal. That's a very real card for them to lose. And I am really hoping they deal some arcane this turn. Okay, nobody gets a might. I'm expecting them to deal some arcane this turn. I'd be very surprised if they're only physical. If they do only physical, I mean, I'm in a good spot anyway. Oh, they're activating boots? Yeah, they're trying to combo. They're going to try and do some arcane this turn. I've got riches to stop some of that. Make sure I use my armor. This is a fine time to use it. I'm going to be drawing into a card that I really want to play. Like, really, really want to play. It's so powerful. There it is. How big is it? For 7, and you're going to get... You're going to get your stuff back anyway. I'm just going to pay AB2 so I can keep this other yellow in my hand. That's why. And now I get to clash again, because I know I don't have a Visit Goldmane Estate on top of my deck. Yeah, this being able to prevent 3 points of damage. Again, I lost? Or tied, but, you know, whatever. And that's a really bad draw. I'm probably going to swing Hammer and Arsenal this Goldmane Estate, specifically because I don't want to be drawing into that. How do I feel about this? Yeah, I think I'm going to block 3, swing Hammer. I'm not going to play the Goldmane Estate. There's more in the deck. There's more to come. I just want to keep my life total high. Oh man, I don't want to clash here. I have a chance of actually losing this clash. Hopefully it's just a tie. It is in fact a tie. I would love to mill that Channel Lightning Valley, but it's not worth losing out on my Test of Strength, because Test of Strength is just so good. Test of Strength is so good. Shock Charmers, yeah, they're going to get a bunch of amp from their sigils leaving, and they probably have a way to make this sigil leave, but we'll see. Next attack you play gets +3. And this is how they're bouncing. I'm just going to block with both my red clash cards. I know I'm overblocking by a bit. Yeah, I want to clash with the Test of Grip first. I only want to have to win one clash here. It just lowers the variance a little bit. Okay, playing CLV, getting another amp. They're trying to... I'm guessing they're gonna then try and draw a card before they discard a card, just so they have more information. Yeah. Oh my... I actually had 4 misses in a row on top of my deck. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. That's incredibly unlucky. 4 misses in a row. I just failed to win the clashes. I didn't actually lose them, but... all that being said, they didn't deal very much damage. No, I'm done with the undos, opponent. I'm kind of done with them. You've had enough. Let's play the game. I've got a bot to ban. Ban. Okay, my opponent... okay, are they going to play, or they're intentionally wasting time? I think they might be intentionally wasting time. Which is fine. They're wasting both of our times. How are you doing, chat? What's everyone up to? I hope you're having a great day. I'm kind of crushing it here. I'm behind on life. My opponent's been trying to combo for a while. Or I'm slightly ahead on life, but I've taken more damage than I've dealt. The only reason it looks like I'm ahead on life is my opponent starts with less life. They only start with 36 health instead of 40. Um, yeah. It's like my opponent is... It looks to me like my opponent is just stalling. Because this is a once per turn amp. So they're not actually trying to amp, they're just putting a trigger on the stack to waste time. Which, you know... Sure, let's enable chat. Let's see how toxic my opponent is. Let's see how toxic they want to be. If you want to have infinite undos, then don't play competitive. XDDD? I don't understand what that means. I hope that's not any kind of... I hope that's not overly offensive. How bad was your misplay? Your turn seemed to be going along just fine. Just... Spell damage resolving by mistake because Talishar is laggy. Okay. So you missed out on some damage? Okay, 6 is a lot. 6 is a lot. We'll see if they're still here. But yeah, I definitely didn't see 6 missing damage because their arcane spell was for quite a bit. Right? It was for 4 damage. So, like, they clearly amped already that turn. Were those amps only based off of the... Hmm. Maybe... Maybe those amps were only... The 3 amps were from the arm piece that they destroyed that turn? And they had additional amps they could have done that I just didn't see? I don't know. Oh well. I don't know what to tell my opponent. I just seen a lot of redos. Yeah, I want to go second against Syndra. Let's get my Syndra deck list put together. Submit deck. Good luck, have fun. I know this is a matchup that I can lose. I am favored in this matchup, but it's still definitely losable. I can definitely misplay. Last time that I played against Syndra, actually, I lost. I gave them a Quicken at a very inopportune time. Oh, fancy sleeves from the opponent. Those are colorful. A little bit distracting, but that's fine. At least I find them distracting. I'm very comfortable with very simple, basic stuff. Boulder Drop is the one that I would like to keep most. We'll start blocking with blues, and then Golden Sun, and then Boulder Drop. I do not want to leak damage on turn 1 if I can avoid it. Hey, they're starting with a fealty. That's got to feel pretty good for my opponent. I'm probably going to end up having to block with Boulder Drop, but we'll see. Okay. I'm going to leak some damage just because of Flick Knives. There's nothing I can really do about that, though. Keeping the Trounce would be really nice. Because if I can make it to second cycle, I'm winning anyway. There's just nothing I want to Arsenal here, is the problem. So, if I was able to save a card for Arsenal instead, I would. If by pitching that I could save, like, one of these for Arsenal, that would be fine, but there's nothing I want to Arsenal here. We just want to minimize the number of cards my opponent can throw back at me. So they can give me 1 piece of armor and 1 card from hand. Deny this crush effect. That would be very good for them. Oh my gosh, I'm representing Pummel, aren't I? I totally didn't realize that. I am definitely representing Pummel. Because I'm representing Pummel, they didn't block, and they're going to lose 1 card and take more damage than they otherwise would. Okay, that does mean I can play this game a little bit more aggressively than I would have going forward. Because I have this life lead. Skipping the Arsenal has to tell my opponent what's up, right? We're going to use the Trounce. Alright, we won the Trounce. It's a good start. I don't have anything good to throw back at him other than just, like, Hammer, which, don't get me wrong, I am happy to just throw Hammer. We're going to take the 1 from the daggers. 9 times out of the 10, we're going to take the 1 from the dagger. It's just not enough damage to be worth spending a card on. I could see maybe blocking with Clash of Might there. I'm going to block with Clash of Might here. And I'm going to try and save this Test of Strength for either a 4-power attack this turn or even for next turn. Yeah. I'll go ahead and use it here. That's fine. It's not perfect, but it's fine. I am building up those golds, so I'll be able to have a very powerful visit Goldmane estate later this game. Snatch, they can give it go again pretty easily. Definitely blocking with that. I think I'm willing to give an extra card so that they don't have an arsenal or a piece of armor. I'm over blocking, but stopping them from having an arsenal is a big deal. It really is. Alright, we'll keep pushing the Seismic Surge back to a later turn. And this is very relevant damage. It's also a very relevant on-hit. They know that they're going to get milled one. They probably don't view it as a relevant on-hit, but I know that I win this game by getting to second cycle. That is how I win. The more cards I take off the top of their library, if I just take one card off the top of their library every turn, that really changes things. I'm hoping they have a 4 power attack that I can block this with. Just eking out an extra point of value. It feels a little rude. It also just limits what choices they have for discard. Right? Okay, I'll block with it now, and maybe get them to just Arsenal and end their turn. Because I would very much like to keep... Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to reclash. Target myself. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to be drawing into the Goldmane estate off of playing a Goldmane estate, because only one of them draws a card. I never get both of them. Okay, got rid of a random 3-power attack. They should just Arsenal and pass here, because they need to set up a good turn. And that's exactly what they do. Awesome. The reason I wanted that was I wanted to be able to play that, and I guess Swing Hammer here. Swing Hammer is fine. Again, this on-hit is very, very real. I do want to just be taking cards out of my opponent's deck. And, okay, yeah, they're going to use the D-React we saw off the top. That's totally fine. They'd need to make use of that. And this upcoming turn is when I want to be using armor. This is a great turn to have a Trounce. I like the fact that I have a Clash of Bravado as well. And we know that they have an Ancestral Empowerment on top of their deck, so... Okay, they're pushing through some damage. That's cute. Oh, they drew into the Ancestral Empowerment, right? Ooh, free gold? Awesome! That's incredible. Alright. And yeah, they're going to push this one through. That is only their second chain link in a row to hit. I am fully prepared to stop the other chain links. I've got plenty of armor. I will use it as needed. If they throw a 4-power attack, I'll block with 2 pieces of armor. If they throw a 3-power attack, I'll block with a card. This is fine. And we know they're drawing into Ignite. Yeah, and I will give a piece of armor to stop the Ignite. I'll give the piece of armor. They will flick to keep the Mask Momentum chain live. I don't want to give him a Quicken here. I don't think the Quicken is going to make a difference. They're on Mask Momentum, not Mask of the Pouncing Link, so it's more difficult for them to punish me with that. I'm not even sure why I gave that. I really want to be giving cards. I don't need 3 blues in hand to throw, like, a Thunk or something. He does have Vigor as well, so I can make a Seismic Surge and throw Cranial Crush. That's not nothing. Yep. Okay, they can have a Quicken, so they have an easier time starting their turn. Quicken at the start of their turn isn't ideal. It does let them help them convert hands that would otherwise be awkward draws, but it's hard for them to really punish. And here we just take one. We never let them draw off Mask of Momentum. That is the name of this game. Never let them draw off Mask of Momentum. If we do that, we win the game. I've used up a lot of armor, so I'm just kind of counting on being able to keep this up. They're also down to 27, so they can't keep taking infinite damage. And this is a good turn for me. Shutting off their Mask Momentum possibilities is very real text. And it looks like they don't want that Crush effect to hit, and they're just going to Arsenal and pass. This would be a great time to find that last Goldmane estate. I don't, but I find something just as good. I've got 5 Go Again into 10 Overpower. 15 damage turn is very big for Guardian. Guardians don't usually throw 15 damage turns. Especially without substantial setup. And I want to push my advantage. I want to have as much of a life total lead as I possibly can. Once Syndra's blocking, the game is also over. So I guess there's really 2 ways I can win. I can get to second cycle, or I can force my opponent to block all my cards. And it looks like the second one is what's going to happen here. I'm going to let this hit. I have such a big life lead. Letting the first attack hit, now I just need to make the next 2 not hit, which is actually a lot easier for me right now. This doesn't have Go Again. Yeah, you undo that, opponent. You do not want to play that card. That doesn't have Go Again. I don't know what my opponent is thinking here. They just conceded. Okay. I mean, their turn was kind of scuffed. They didn't have a way to play a red card before it because this also doesn't have Go Again. Yeah. Okay, so my opponents are misplaying. They're kind of giving me the game. Alright, so I am actually just going to select the Syndra build, because that's what... I've got the same game plan into Dash as I do Syndra, and it's block everything. The only thing that is worth considering would be bringing in additional 3 blocks to, like, Fat Stack, like maybe Staunch Response, but I don't think I need that. They don't usually go tall enough for Staunch Response to matter. They Fat Stack against me. I don't need to Fat Stack against them, to be perfectly honest. They're going first. They're probably just going to do a big setup, which I'm fine with. Oh, that's cute. Take some of my armor early. That's really good. That's really good for my opponent. I'm gonna give him a Quicken. I don't know if that's too punishing. I'm curious to see how they can punish that. They've got a 3-card hand here. Okay, they play out Boom Grenade. I wonder if they shouldn't crank that. They did crank that. They're cranking this. So I guess they're trying to get value. Very interesting. Test of Iron Grip is going to be incredible next turn. I really, really need to stop that Boom Grenade. Peck Perfect doesn't do anything. I'm more excited about throwing Grindstone than I am Peck Perfect. I can Arsenal the Peck Perfect as a potential closer later in the game. That's not unreasonable, but yeah, other than that, I don't have much to do. We're just gonna swing Hammer. My opponent fat stacked. They know this is a fatigue game. And if I can just clash every single turn and mill their deck out, I will do so. Crazy that that's the play, but I'm fairly certain it is. And I want to save this for a 4-power attack. I know their deck has it. Yeah, you got it, boss. 2 damage. Coming right up. There's no world where I block that. It does not trigger Boom Grenade. What is this? Boost. If it hits, you can do stuff. Guess what's not hitting? Exactly that. That card is not hitting. Can spend an action point to draw a card. Okay, playing another Boom Grenade. Cranking that Boom Grenade. They have 2 action points. Okay, this is... I'm overblocking. I'm saving my armor. Because I'm planning on taking the last card from their hand. Is that right? Because the card they have in their arsenal could be another attack. And I don't want to have to give too much armor. I don't really know. I don't really know. Yeah, they had another boost card in hand. Ooh, a 5-power boost card. That's strong. Let's see if they try and get this red Boom Grenade through, or if they give up on it. They know I still have another card. They know I have all my armor, and I want to keep that armor as long as I can. This armor forces my opponent to play different. It really does. Oh my gosh, if they give up on both Boom Grenades, if they don't have an attack in Arsenal... Okay, drawing a card from Cerebellum Processor with one of their action points, and now they're coming in with Fast and Furious. If you've cranked, it gets +1, which is why it has it. And if it's banished from boosting, it has a bonus. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give a couple pieces of armor, because, yeah, I just want to keep swinging with Hammer every turn if I can. So they played that from Arsenal. I know what they drew into because we clashed. 0 to 60 is what they drew into. Okay. So yeah, I can block. I won't swing with Hammer, but stopping both Boom Grenade hits is too big. I'm guessing they just Arsenal this. I ignore this. They're out of action points. Okay. They're choosing to Arsenal that instead of taking the last card out of my hand. I mean, both decisions are very similar. And I just want to mill them. I just want to mill them. I am now ahead on cards. I want to stay that way. And I should be able to do that. There it goes. One more card down the drain. And we have a Test of Strength. They're playing the Boom Grenade. They cranked. They took another counter off of it somehow. Okay, yeah, they took their only Steam counter off of it. Peck Perfect is going in front real quick. Actually, I'm going to block with... Does it matter? No. We're going to block with Peck Perfect. I was going to say I'm going to block with Clash of Bravado, because I want to know if this Test of Strength is going to hit. But, like, if the Test of Strength doesn't hit, I'm going to be doing the same thing. Can't be defended by equipment. Don't care. Have a 4-block. Get screwed. Alright, and it hit, so... Yeah, I am doing the thing. I am stopping their boom grenades. I'm up at 36 life. The only damage they've dealt is from 2 of their weapon attacks, and that's all I ever want to give them. Okay, Tekla Pounder is very good and something they will need for the future, but yikes, what are they doing to... So if I swing with Peg Perfect, they just don't block it. I know that. That being said, it still feels like the right play. We put Golden Sun in Arsenal. They say no blocks here. I'm getting close to... I almost have enough of a life total lead that I can race them. Yeah, they take 9. Having the Golden Sun in Arsenal means that... Oh my gosh, another test of strength. Let's go! Let's go. 5. 5 is an interesting amount. I think my best plan is... Yeah, they use the Tekla Pounder here. That's how it has 5. This doesn't have an on-hit. I don't care about this. I can leak some damage. Okay, opponent. Do you have the boom grenade off the top of the deck? No. Okay, let's see. If you boost again here, then obviously you have a different card on top, right? You've got 42 in deck right now. Okay, you're shuffling. This searches, right? Yeah, search your deck. And they find a way to draw cards. Okay, Null Time Zone. What do they name? I'm interested. They're cranking it. They're currently resolving, so they're typing up the name. Like, Visit Goldmane Estate is a very good name. Sink Below? Oh, man. Sink Below was chosen. Alright. I'm trying to say you can't block this, but... again, there's no on-hit. I just need to make use of my clash effects. Oh, dang. Yep, let's go ahead and target my opponent. But there's on the bottom. I would like to draw a card. Drawing cards is just so nifty in card games. Okay, they have 2 action points. They can blast me with their weapon a couple times. They could also draw a card with, yeah. Draw a card, they're down to 1 action point. T-Bone, force me to use some armor, okay. I don't really care if this hits. Giving the Quicken does matter. At this point, I think I just don't use Civic Steps, as long as I'm not dead. And give them a point of armor, that's fine. I'll take 2. Being able to take my damage on the turns that they don't have... they don't have the boom grenades is a big deal. When this attacks a hero, reveal X cards from their hand, where X is the number of times you've boosted. Choose an action card with less block than that. Okay, so they just get to see one of the cards in my hand. That's fine. There you go, you can see that. This is 8 damage, which is in fact no joke. I really want to be able to play this Visit, and I don't expect them to have a boom grenade of any kind. What does this do? At the start of your turn, destroy this unless you remove Snoom counter. Your Mechalonish attacks get +1. Okay. So next turn, all their attacks will get +1. That's pretty good. I mean, blocking 6 and sending hammer is not bad. It's a level 0 play, right? Just defend, defend, defend. That's the game we're playing. And yeah, I'm hoping they don't have a boom grenade on top, which seems like they don't. They would have played it. And then they start shooting me. But again, I'm at 30 here. They're out of action points. I'll take the 2. And let's send hammer. I want to keep milling them. Is the more... Okay. The more cards I can take out of my opponent's deck, the better. Okay, you wanted to get that off the top of your deck because you knew it would lose a clash. That's my guess. Well, you're losing clashes anyway because my deck is just full of big attacks. Okay, they're down to 30 cards in deck. Now, they're trying to go big. They've got Penetration Script, they've got Teclo Pounder. Like, they're trying to do big things. Yep, we're going to block 6. Take 1 and hope they don't have a boom grenade on top. They don't, so with 30 cards in deck, they don't have a boom grenade on top. Is this a shuffle effect? Return a red action card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. That costs you a couple... Oh, no, they played that from the top. Okay. So, yeah, they're down to 28 cards. So, again, they could have a boom grenade now. They banished a T-Bone off the top. They're down to 27 cards. Okay. I am valuing Swinging Miss Miller's Grindstone quite a bit, and maybe I'm valuing it too highly. I could be making a mistake. Okay, they activated that. Their resources, they are getting a red card back. They're getting this. That's an attack 5. I have no reason to believe that they have anything on top. This is probably just 5 vanilla damage. I'm going to let it go through. And no boom grenade. Alright. Don't take damage from the boom grenades, and I should be fine. That's the name of this game. They're getting aggressive. They're activating their backup protocols. They're attacking with more things. This is another attack 5. This is a very good turn for my opponent. They have evened out the life totals, but the deck size is just so big. Such a big difference, right? That's what I'm caring about. My opponent's life total is not something I'm focusing on. It's something I could focus on, right? I could send a 10 overpower in a couple turns. If my opponent gets too low, I'm more than willing to throw this Golden Sun and end it. Okay, they probably want to block with another thing, right? Stop. Either don't block or stop the clash. Those are the only two things that I can see making sense. Blocking a little bit doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Oh man, giving me 2 cards. That's amazing. They must have an awkward turn here. And having an awkward turn when they're losing... losing all their stuff? Does Techno Pounder not lose a counter at every turn? Yeah, it doesn't have anything that says at the beginning of your turn remove the steam counter. The only way it loses steam counters is by actually using it. Alright, and they're giving me a full grip, and I'm going to try and punish them. They're trying to take an off turn. Boulder drop is reasonable, but I don't hate boulder drop. I really don't. They're trying to set up something big this turn, which makes sense, right? I don't think they're to their tin power attack yet. I don't think they found that. Having boulder drop for next turn when I've got a extra power seems good, but I need to take cards from them now. I think I just try and take cards from them now. Okay, they're giving me the armor, which is just enough to stop the on-hit. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I've got a Seismic Surge and Mites. 14 overpower when they only have 2 armor. It's close to killing them. Hallelujah for this test of strength. That's such a big deal. It blocks so much. I'm not prepared to give him a Quicken yet. Not until I'm dead. Ugh. Gross. Yep. Oh, dang. Okay. Well, congrats on your gold, opponent. You can get through your deck a little bit faster now. I know I have a Trounce on the bottom of my deck that I'm not going to see before this game ends. And that's disappointing. Okay, they cranked a Boom Grenade. They have a Boom Grenade out. Alert. Boom Grenade. I don't know if I can stop this one. They still have 4 cards in hand. Correction, they have 5 cards in hand. Man, they've got so many action points. I know I'm supposed to try and stop this Boom Grenade, but I don't think I can. It deals 3 damage, so I can go down to 10 if I only block with 1 card. Man. I really needed that test of strength to hit. I really needed that test of strength to hit. I'm going to drop to 10 here because I want to be able to block more. Being able to use these mites would be really nice. Something tells me I'm not going to get to. I don't think I'm going to get to. Cracking the gold. Is this a once per turn thing? Yeah, once per turn. So I don't have to worry about any instant speed Boom Grenades this turn. They've already used this to get one. Okay, they're getting their 1 action point back from Go Again. I am at 9. I can take this. It doesn't kill me. But this is also a very good use of this block. Next turn I'm drawing a card that doesn't block, though. I'm drawing a card that doesn't block next turn, and I don't have a way to... The only way I could get around that is to draw it on my turn and then immediately use it and dig through. Going down to 5 feels so sketch. I know that they're going to have at least one more action point. They're not playing max... Oh, man. Pitch max velocity, play max velocity. Oh. Good game, opponent. I don't know what I did wrong there. I feel like I executed my game plan exactly how I was supposed to. Let's see if my opponent has any advice. If anybody in chat has experience with Dash, my opponent was down to 6 cards. I milled quite a few of them. Right? It looks like my opponent's gone. That's a bummer. There's one turn I lost a clash that I really wanted to win. I didn't get all of my... trounces, right? I had to bottom a trounce. Oscillio. I'm going first. This is a different Oscillio, guys. We are okay. And it's not taking away my Crown of Providence. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, I don't have anything good to Arsenal, and... sometimes they just can't block enough on their opening turn. Throwing Spinal Crush turn 0 feels fine to me. I might be able to get this Crush effect through. Do you have a D-React? You don't have a D-React. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, you're getting some setup, and cool, but we're going to start the game, and you're going to have a 5-card hand. You're going to have a 5-card hand that you don't have Go Again with? And you're down on life by quite a bit. You gamble on Lightning Greaves getting you there. You've got Blink, you've got some ways to gain action points, but not much. Not much. Yep, that's free. They didn't fat stack or anything, so I don't think they're going for Fatigue. Not that... The only reason I think that is because Sigil of Solace always makes me think of Fatigue decks, but I think Oscillio just needs it as... to stay alive a little bit better and to make use of 4- and 5-card hands. He needs instants when he draws as many cards as he does. Okay, activating Oscillio. What is the big turn? I would love to see an attack. I'm not expecting to. But I would love to be able to use this Test of Strength. Oh, hallelujah. And not because I need to draw cards. My opponent's not doing anything powerful on their turn. But, okay, they've got Blink, so they might be able to do another attack after this. I want to be able to use as many cards as I can. The reason I want this is I want to make it gold so that my Mind Warp is on top of their deck. Okay. I want Visit the Goldmane Estate to actually make me mites. If I can get all 3 copies of Visit the Goldmane Estate to resolve in any game, I should be able to win that game. Like, that's... It's kind of like Brutes with Blood Rush Bellow. If they can play 3 copies of Blood Rush Bellow, there's no deck in the world that can beat them. Okay, we will pay 3. Man, AB3 feels great. Okay. Not threatening an on-hit. That feels a little bit bad, but pushing damage. We're pushing damage. Yeah. Get a bit of a life total lead. Life total lead doesn't matter a ton in this matchup because they're combo, because they're trying to deal, 30 damage in a turn. Okay. Other test of strength. Happy to see it. Happy to see it. Peck Perfect does not feel good in this matchup. Okay, Channel Lightning Valley off the bat. Not playing at instant speed. That seems a little strange. I guess they won the amp. They're just trying to, what, take cards out of my hand? That's very strange. I mean, I'm gonna try and deny that CLV. This is a good turn for me to do that. Okay, now they're amping. And playing Mind Warp. Yeah, we knew about the Mind Warp. All we can do is AB3, and then that will stop the Surge. But they're going to draw a card. They're out of action points. We're going to pitch the Test of Strength because it's not doing anything this hand, and I can't Arsenal it. I'm guessing they're just going to Arsenal and pass. I'm just going to be swinging Hammer. I could draw a card and hope to find a blue so I could throw Peck Perfect, but I think Hammer is good enough. Hammer and Arsenal. And they kept their CLV around, which is relevant. They could try and cycle a Shock here. That would be cute. That would deny my Arsenal if they did that. Because I would pay AB1 to stop them from getting to cycle. Okay, taking 7. Let's clash. Can I get a thunk? I would love to see a thunk here. Nope. Nope, no thunk. Just another Peck Perfect. Hey, Riches is so freaking good. Oh, especially into Wizards, where I'm going to be paying some amount of AB. Being able to draw on my opponent's turn, amazing. It's also flexible, right? If I have a Clash card that blocks and makes a gold, then I can hold the Riches. I'm just going to give armor here. It just... It's better number-wise. Okay, they had 2 of them. That's annoying. I don't want to give 2 cards here. If I don't give 2 cards here, then they're gonna get to draw a card off CLV. I don't know if I can stop the CLV anyway, because they already have access to Amp 2 on an Arcane spell. If they only have a Shock, that's not enough. Spinal Crush is just too good, right? I can't just block with Spinal. Alright. Alright, you can draw a card, opponent. Oh, they're drawing 2 cards. Alright. Nice. Awesome. I want to have something to tell my opponent that's a sweet play. That is a very sweet play. and Omega punishes me. I mean, I don't know if giving 2 cards even saves me there, right? But definitely would have been better, right? Because now they for sure are going to be able to punch through for more damage. If they can get 1 or 2 lightning cards into the yard, they should definitely do it. Or into the pitch zone. They should definitely do it. Try and keep these around. Man, if they don't even amp this, they're not even choosing to amp. Alright, let me draw a card. Golden Sun. I mean, it blocks for 3. It pays a little bit of AB. There's another source of arcane. I'll pay it. Whatever it is. You need to be amping here, and you're getting 2 lightning cards in? Yikes. Yikes. If I pay the full 3, then I can't throw, like, Spinal Crush. If I pay 1, I can throw Spinal Crush, which is very good when they have 2 of those out. How many shocks have they used? They have like 9 shocks in the deck, don't they? So the chances of them having a shock in their next hand is far from 0. Like, they've got a good chance. I can crack a gold to try and find something. I can pay AB2 and swing that. This all feels terrible. I think I'm just going to swing Hammer, because if they have a shock on my turn... Wait, more? Okay. I mean, I didn't realize that was going to work out that way, but okay. And yeah, I'm going to do nothing on my turn. Be prepared to pitch to deal with a shock that comes in. They're discarding the shock to cycle? Okay, Trounce is good. Trounce is very good. They are digging. They're trying to set up another combo, because they want to draw cards off Channel Lightning Valley. Me not doing anything that turn feels pretty bad, but I'm trying to stay alive. They haven't used their equipment, so they're still prepared to do a big combo. And they've done 11 to me without the combo, and I've been doing my best to defend. Okay, here we go. Combos ahead. I haven't found Test of Iron Grip yet, which would be very good. I love Test of Iron Grip. Okay, we block 4. This can bounce your Channel Lightning Valley to keep it around for the future. That's pretty dang good. Just saying, hey, I'm going to take a counter off Channel Lightning Valley. They opted for... Oh, come on. Yes. Okay. I did draw a card. I even made my gold back because one of the clashes that I won was with the Golden Sun. I guess the second one. So I'm up to 4 golds again. Blocking with the Spinal because it's a red, and I don't know how much I'm going to need to pitch this turn, because my opponent's trying to go very wide. They've got an action point, and this has go again, so now they're up to 2 action points. Mind Warp for 6, so it's going to connect. I'm going to pay my 3. Oh gosh, that's brutal. I don't have a Seismic Surge, so I guess Seismic Surge wouldn't do anything. Yeah, drawing a red there sucks. I will make a Seismic Surge and pass. Okay, their boots are gone. I could have drawn a card and hoped to find a blue to swing hammer. That's something. I tried to cycle this into a blue. That doesn't feel good, but opponent is chipping away at me, and I'm doing nothing to them. There's the Test of Iron Grip, so maybe I can. That'll create some breathing room. I can throw Boulder Drop at them. Fortunately, it won't be a big Boulder Drop. Got a lot of sigils out. That Binding of the Third Age is going to be pretty strong next turn. Guess, yeah, that one leaves. That one doesn't. That one does. Yeah, 2 guaranteed leaving. Could you please just play some attack cards? More than 3. Yeah. I'm not worried about them just shocking me on my turn. I know that they want to keep their hand for going off on me. They're probably going to give me 1 card and Aether Bindings of the Third Age, right? That makes sense to me. They're going to be wanting to pop Bindings of the of the Third Age on their turn anyway. They may as well get the 1 point of block value out of it while they can. And it... Okay, maybe a 2 block then. I mean, maybe they say, yeah, losing a card either way. Okay, yep. So they could bounce Sigil of Brilliance, draw a card, replay Sigil of Brilliance. They're going to draw a card on their turn as well. It's kind of just let them cycle the card they discarded. Okay, take 2 damage. So I have 5-card hand going into this next turn. You're not playing the Sigil of Brilliance. I'm shocked they didn't play Sigil of Brilliance on their turn. Or on my turn. They should have. Right? If they'd have an additional amp here, they'd have an extra card in hand. I guess it's an amp if they play it during their turn anyway. Yeah, being able to bounce the Sigil of Brilliance with the Blast to Oblivion. Maybe that's why they kept it. Playing the Channel Lightning Valley. They're getting more Aether Binding triggers as they bounce the Sigil. Yeah, this is a pop-off turn if I've ever seen one. This Peck Perfect is not going to do anything this game. I basically am playing this game without an arsenal. Just never makes sense to keep 2 cards. Maybe I should be taking more damage and trying to swing back. I haven't found a pummel yet, which is unfortunate. Okay, I'll win the Clash. Yep, we saw that already. I will try to stop the Channel Lightning Valley, but like any arcane spell, with how much they have access to amp, I really doubt I'm going to be able to stop this. So they'll be drawing a card off of that, so I should just make sure I'm blocking efficiently, even if I'm underblocking. Now, them drawing cards might mean I take an extra point of amp damage, because they could draw into a lightning card. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the one they bounced. It's not yet another one. This legendary? Nope. Nope. That's such a big combo piece for him. Yeah, I can't use my whole hand here, so I may as well start pitching. Thunk's a good one to keep in my deck. I like that. Mind Warp for 7. Holy. Holy. I'm trying to stay alive. That might be incorrect. Okay, I drew a blue. I get to swing with hammer. Hooray. I have a 1-card play. Man, having an Enlightened Strike in my arsenal instead would feel so much better. Man, and my opponent is potentially just shuffling pummels back to the bottom of my deck every time, so I'm never finding the pummel. Pummel is really good in this matchup. Okay, we'll take a mill. They're down to 16 cards. No. No, I don't want to reclash. I would love to draw that Test of Iron Grip. Please and thank you. They're down to 15 cards. How many attacking cards do they have left? Like, they've played a lot of Flittering Charge. I haven't seen the... I've seen Blast to Oblivion and Flittering Charge. What's the other one? The girl on it in the art. Well, maybe I'll see it this turn. When it leaves, deal an Arcane. Okay. Is it possible that I can fatigue them? Like, fatiguing Oscillio doesn't make sense to me. Glyph Overlay. X plus 3 arcane damage, where X is the number. If this deals more than 3 damage, gain 1 life. Then shuffle or permanents you control with Sigil and their name into your owner's deck. Now, I don't want them to gain the life. And shuffling these in would also deal a lot of damage. We're going to pay the 3 with the Thunderquake. I don't think it really matters, because I need to keep a blue in order to throw a Boulder Drop. I could have a Golden Sun on top of my deck. Okay, I don't. Yeah, I'm going to keep this Test of Iron Grip in hand. It really is that good. This does require 2 cards. I guess they could just take 7. Give me Tunic. Okay, Tunic, so that it only takes 1 card. It does take a Glyph Overlay. Okay. Changing your mind on blocks, that's fine. I now know you have a Glyph Overlay. They're giving me their entire hand instead to blank my Test of Iron Grip. I'm okay with that. With how low on cards they are, I have to be okay with that. I'm going to be able to do some AB stuff. Right? Pitch to AB. Pitch to AB. Now what, opponent? You know I can pitch more, and you're running out of cards. How is my opponent killing me? Okay, playing out Sigil, and then this amp? No. Okay, my opponent has conceded. They decided they don't have enough damage in their deck to kill me. That is unheard of. Alright. Yeah, AB3 is a hell of a drug, I guess. Surprised my opponent wasn't able to kill me with the amount of arcane damage they threw. I'm very, very surprised. Wish it said that they conceded instead of just pulling that up, but... Hey, someone playing Silver Age with my boy Victor. Love to see it. Let's just join this gravy game. Aw, man, another player took it. I'm feeling pretty good. Looking for meta heroes. I am not a meta hero. I am very sorry. Let's create my competitive CC game and see who shows up. I'm happy with the deck. I really am. I'm not expecting to run into world-class players at my Proquest. Okay. Oscillio. Please give me my Null Rune hood. Good luck, have fun. Black Op 006, huh? Hey, we found the pummel. We found the pummel. My opponent might just be setting up and passing. I wouldn't be surprised. If they do attack, I'm more than happy to block with everything except the pummel. Can't activate Oscillio too many times, buddy. I hate to break it to you. This I'm planning on pitching, no matter what it is. Yes? I'm drawing back up to full, right? So... Wait, you played that, but you don't have anything out? Oh, just pushing through for damage, I guess. Okay. Target attack does indeed get your bonus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You dealt damage. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be playing Goldmane Estate on my turn anyway. So I'm going to go again into Hammer. Just trying to put some damage on the board. And Arsenal this pummel for a disgusting Boulder Drop. Boulder Drop Pummel is actually great in this matchup specifically. Usually, your opponent's not going to let you get away with it, but Oscillio doesn't have a choice. They have to let you get away with it. Alright? They have to let you get away with it. Drawing and discarding before I mill you. So you're going to mill yourself before I mill you. I'm okay with that. We're going to get through your deck real fast, opponent. Real fast. I've never been on the mill strat here before. Oh, I milled CLV. That's incredible. What a good hit. What a good hit. I mean, I guess most of what it does is dig them through their deck faster, so maybe it's not, but no, let's be real. If it's drawing them cards that they can use, it can set up some big turns where they can get past my defenses. And that's not something I want to see. This I'm fine with. It's just vanilla damage. I'm tempted to only AB1. No, I can AB3 and pitch the Spinal Crush in order to play my my pummel. Yeah. Come in with a Command and Conquer, and whether you know it or not, opponent, you're also getting pummeled. So you need to play whatever you've got out from your arsenal, if you can. Alright, well, this will be punishing. CNC Pummel, it's an oldie but a goodie. Okay, you can play those out from hand, but you still lose your arsenal, and you're going to do nothing on your turn. you're going to deal me 1 arcane on your turn and make an embodiment of lightning. Yeah? I'm fine with that. You're not even going to have an arsenal for your following turn? I think I'm going to be throwing Spinal Crush here. Yeah, I don't need to have any of these cards in Arsenal. I'll just go ahead and pay the AB1. Just keep my life total as high as I can. Cranial Crush. That's a very relevant crush effect here. Okay, guys? I've played against Oscillios in person, and I've seen them pick up this random blue attack 8 and be like, wait, what is this? Oh, dang, I can't let that hit me. I can't let that crush trigger. It means they can't activate Oscillio during their turn. Alright, I'm piling on the pressure this game. It feels good. Very good. I also haven't found any Clash cards yet. So, okay, they're taking 8 and accepting that they can't draw cards. Okay, their next attack is a little bit bigger. And Fry. Fry is the play. Look, they can't draw cards. I'm not giving him armor this turn. Yeah, they're just getting cards out of their hand to pitch Volzar. No, I'm not going to destroy my shield. Bummer that I don't win that. But it's not like I have to do anything. Alright, that's actually really good for me. I didn't have a way to use all these cards. And now I do. I am once again going to not win a Clash if they let this through, which I assume they will. Let's just hope I don't lose the Clash. Because if I have to spend my shield in order to... Now, I would just let the -1 counter go on, to be honest. They're so low on life. They need to get off their combo. I really want to be applying a lot more pressure, to be honest. Okay, playing that out. And yeah. Oh no. Yeah. That sucks. I'm just going to get a -1 counter on my hammer. It's not worth losing my shield. My shield is worth 3 points of value. Let's see if I swing my hammer 3 more times this game. For some reason, I really doubt it. Yeah, I can't pay anything. I'll take 3. You snuck in some damage, you sneaky Oscillio boy. You snuck in some damage. Okay. Yeah, we'll pay 3. And again, paying it with the Goldmane estate, because until I have a gold out, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, we will just go ahead and send 7. It's not as good of a turn as I would like. I am leaving my shields down to arcane damage if my opponent wants to plink in. But honestly, if they plink in with arcane, that means they're not comboing on their turn. This would be a great time to find a test of Iron Grip. See if my opponent can hold on to those cards. Okay, so they're taking 5 down to 10. They're getting low. Getting real low. But 26 does not mean I'm safe this turn. There are Oscillios that can deal 40 damage in a turn. They can have those pop-off turns. I feel like they're going to have a hard time doing that without any auras on board, any sigils. It makes me feel a lot safer. Playing that for vanilla 3 damage. I will happily pay 3. Just because I don't have anything better to do on my turn. Right now I'm set up to just make a Seismic Surge, throw Aftershock. Yeah. Make a Seismic Surge. Throw Aftershock. It's only 6 damage, but my opponent's gotta block someday. I could have thrown Thunk instead for 7 damage instead of 6. Maybe that was correct. An extra point of damage, but 1 less Seismic Surge. This is just such a cute play. I haven't been able to use my armor yet, but if they have a pop-off turn, it's gonna involve attack action cards. Hello. I guess they're both actions. My opponent doesn't have a way to use both of them. They might have a third one in hand. So that's just unlucky draws for the opponent. Nothing else about that. And there's the Test of Iron Grip. If they deal damage, they amp 1. I'm going to go ahead and play around it. I don't like it, but... currently planning on arsenaling the Spinal Crush, I guess. Spinal Crush is just an attack 9 at this point, let's be real. I would like it if my opponent discarded a card. Man, I still haven't made a gold. No discard? It's not worth using my shield. Right? Them discarding a card is not worth 3 points of value, and my shield can get 3 points of value still. Maybe I was supposed to block with Tech Plating and Shield there. If I block with Tech Plating and Shield, and then they play Gone in the Flash a second time this turn, then I can block with that afterwards. 3 damage, and we know that they've got that in hand and won't be able to play it because they're at action points. I think I just pay AB1 because that's what I've got floating. I've got the 2 Seismic Surges, so I can throw Spinal here. I honestly kind of forgot about those. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of forgot about those. I was planning on just throwing Hammer and arsenaling the Spinal, but yikes. 2-card 9. My setup last turn pays off. This is another crush effect they can't allow to hit. So they're going to have another awkward turn. I'll get in for a bit of damage. A single point of damage. Not getting a chance to use these shields. Or this armor. I will definitely make use of it now, though. Yes, they might not have a good turn on their turn, right? They're just going to be arsenaling this, right? Leaving that out, arsenaling it. I'm going to very face up, throw this Boulder Drop with 2 floating. See if my opponent remembers the pummel that I revealed off of the Test of Iron Grip. Like, I don't think they can stop it anyway. Even if they wanted to, I don't think they could stop it. Okay, they are not blocking. I would like to take 2 cards from your hand, opponent. 2 cards and kill you. Yeah. My opponent accepts. They could block for 2. Oh my god, they could only block for 2. Yeah, I won that with 24 health left. I got the early pressure on and never let my opponent have a good combo turn. That's how you beat Oscillio, I guess. Pummel is that good in the matchup. You need to draw it, you need to find it, and you need to find a chance to use it, which can be difficult. When they're doing their big combo stuff, I feel like so much of playing against Oscillio comes down to, did they draw their combo stuff? How well do they draw? Right? Okay, what is going on with these Verdance and Oscillio matchups? Start by editing this. Yeah, it's I had both headpieces in the arena, so it just picked whichever one was first. It had a little bit of an issue there. Update that. Go back to matchups. We need to do the same thing for Verdance. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I could see an argument. I could see an argument in either one of those matchups to give up the Tunic. As good as Tunic is, I could see an argument to give up the Tunic and to run the Crown of Providence instead, just for that extra gold. They are attacking me early, and being able to reclash is really important. And more than that, making sure my first visit is online would be really good. So I could see that being the case. I'm going to take a quick break, everybody, and I will be back here in just a couple minutes. Let me go ahead and throw up a little sign for that. All right. See you in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Alright, got that updated. Go ahead and look at my matchups. Verdance, Arachne Huntsman, Florian, Gravy, Jarl. You know, I might want Remembrance against Florian. Florian is probably a matchup I should test. It's probably a matchup worth testing, because I don't know exactly what I want there. I mean, I can hope to get one. All I'm really doing here is testing on repeat and seeing what shows up. Verdance. I want to go first against Verdance. And Verdance. Boom, it actually gave me my Null Rune. As... Alright. Good luck, have fun, opponent. This is a tough matchup for me. It is a matchup that I can win. Starting with the Riches of Tropaldani is pretty nice. Get me that gold on board. Man. I wish there was something really good I could do. The most I can do is throw 8. What else? I mean, throw 8, Arsenal the Clash of Bravado. I like having access to Clash of Bravado in this matchup, but I don't need it this early. I don't like attacking with it a lot. If I throw Clash of Bravado, I can heave the Thunderquake. That seems better. That seems better. Let's throw 7 damage instead of 8, but I get 3 extra Seismic Surges. I will need to get that Thunderquake out of my arsenal at some point. Maybe next turn, maybe the turn after that. But we'll have to get that out. I could see an argument for throwing... No, I can't throw Debilitate instead, because then I can't heave the Thunderquake. Okay. Okay, D-React. Do you have a 4-block D-React? No, you're taking 4 damage. That seems strange. Man, if I have 4 Seismic Surges and a Vigor off of Trounce, I can throw a 0-card Peck Perfect. Ah! 1 card 9, let's go! That does leave the Thunderquake stuck in Arsenal for a bit. I would love to see a Plow Under. Plow Under would make me so happy. It would only be an attack 2. It would get this stupid Thunderquake out of my arsenal. It doesn't belong. It doesn't belong. Fun times. If I really want to tech against Arachne Huntsman, I could change a lot of my blues from 3-ofs down to 2-ofs because they're so replaceable. Okay, this doesn't have go again. I'm tempted to block 9 because I've got the big play. But if I just block 6, I can make a Seismic Surge and throw Thunderquake. Leaking damage feels bad. I also don't know if I'm going to win. I don't know if I'm going to win this. If I don't win this, I'm kind of humped. It's okay. We're gambling. That's what clashing is about, right? We win. No problem. I'm probably just going to throw Thunderquake anyway. Throw Thunderquake, Arsenal Peck Perfect. Pitch a single red to throw Thunderquake for 9. What a play. What a play. The on-hit doesn't matter, so my opponent just takes the damage. That's really good for me. That's really good for me. That is really bad for me. Channel of the Millennium Tree is a house of a card. They've got Waning Moon, which is deal 2 damage. Once a turn instant, deal 2. This is going to be a big arcane spell. Coming in for 5. I mean, I want to keep my life total as high as possible so I can survive the combo, but I also want to be pressuring my opponent. Right now, I have a really good hand to pressure with. I'm gonna take a crap ton of damage. And I'm going to try and race. If they block, then they lose the Channel Millennium Tree. If they don't block, they're gonna lose a card from hand. Oh, that's great to see. That's gonna make it so much harder for them to stop the Boulder Drop on hit because they're down a card. I mean, they might block with an additional card here, but there it is. Okay. Using that for no value because they're not online yet. They have 2 cards. What can they do with them? Man, not enough reds. Just, yeah, play Potion Pass? No, play Potion Activate Waning Moon. Okay. I can pay AB2 pretty safely. If I keep this whole hand, I can't use it all anyway. I could pay AB3 and then just throw Command and Conquer, but Command and Conquer is pretty bad. I'm going to pay 2. I'm waiting for the turn to throw this Peck Perfect. And I don't want to give them the chance to get Verdance online or to get their combo set up. I just want to kill them. I am low on life. I'm never going to get that life total back. And that's bad. I'm guessing they've got some Rootbound Carapaces this turn. At least one. We've gotten a ways into their deck. They're definitely playing Healing Potion combo, right? We've got one on board right now. But if I can pressure their life total enough, they have to use that before they've got the combo set up. That's where I want to be. I've got a Peck Perfect available. I'm really asking for their armor. They don't give me the armor. And they don't have any Decompose. They might have Felling here. This would be a good turn for Felling. No, they have Burn Bear. I'm happy to AB3. That is good for me. Because I don't have a use for stuff otherwise. Let's debilitate what I'm planning on arsenaling. No. No, I'd rather arsenal the Disable. Disable is more likely to have a relevant crush effect. I hate that it's 5. Costing 5 is super awkward. My opponent can't take 9. Like, they want to be able to take 9, but they've taken so much damage earlier this game. This is super risky. This is really risky for them. But they are trying to protect their combo. Pummel. Damn, bad time for Pummel. They still have Light Up the Leaves. They're going to have an arsenal. I'm going to pay AB1. Oh, I could have AB2'd there. That was probably a mistake. Because now I can pitch this and Pummel to play the Disable. Arsenal the Pummel. Pretty awkward. Yeah, with how aggressive I'm playing this, I don't think I'm getting the second cycle, so I'm not going to see this other Pummel. I need my first Pummel to get me there. My opponent could really try and slow down the game and just gain a bunch of life, but they haven't found any Decompose yet. Yeah, I should have made use of that Seismic Surge. The fact that I'm not making use of the Seismic Surge on my turn feels pretty bad. If I didn't pay the AB1, then I could play this and threaten the Pummel. I think that's is an even worse play, but I should be at 21 life and not have a Seismic Surge. That's where I should be. Opponent is playing very slow. I wish I knew why. I haven't found any visits yet. No visit the Goldmane Estates. These are the attacks my opponent wants to block. They didn't block the Peck Perfect. They can block this now. Blocking with Light Up the Leaves is very surprising. When I'm at 20, I feel like just blasting me with 6 Arcane a few times, it makes that combo a lot easier. Puts me in range of Storm Striders and stuff. Losing that Light Up the Leaves. I guess you must have another one? No, playing Healing Potion, blasting for 2. They're still not online yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use my whole hand as is. Oh, I should have kept that. That was a mistake. That's an attack that I might have been throwing. Now if I don't draw an attack to throw off of this... I mean... I did draw... And I can pummel this. My opponent might not expect the pummel on the Zealous Belting. I don't have to pummel it. I can save the pummel for next turn very easily. Having pummel when I have 4 mites out is no joke. Yeah, if I'd pitched the Macho Grande, or the Clash of Might instead of the... They said no blocks. Okay. Do you have 9 block worth of D-Reacts? Do you have 9 block worth of D-Reacts, or are you going to discard a card? I mean, it's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Do you have any more D-Reacts? 1 more is my guess. If you had 2 more, I would be surprised, but, I mean, even if you did have 2 more, it would mean you have a 2-card turn. No. No more. Taking 5 down to 10. Discarding a blue Autumn's Touch. I have no more plays. I'm out of resources. The fact that it had to go again doesn't mean anything. They aren't online yet. Them not being online is a big deal. It means if I force them to crack those healing potions now, they could be in a world of hurt. If they throw Felling here, seems unlikely, right? No, they're throwing this. Gain a life, deal 4. I assume they're choosing both modes. Yep, both modes. Again, I can't use my whole hand anyway. Only gonna AB1 here, because I've got a Trounce. I was expecting him to Arsenal, but I'm happy with them not. Because this Boulder Drop is gonna demand some cards. A lot of cards, right? 11. You have to block 8. I expect to see Stonewall Gauntlets as a block 2. Like 2 3 blocks plus Stonewall Gauntlets covers this up really nicely. No, 3 cards. 3 cards from hand. Wow. And there's another Light Up the Leaves. Opponent is really trying to survive into the next cycle. And I really don't want to let them. I've only found 1 Goldmane estate. Digging and hoping the other one's right on top of my deck seems like a misplay. I can make a Seismic Surge, throw Thunderquake, and Arsenal the Golden Sun, but I've only seen 1 Plow Under from them so far. I don't want to lose the Golden Sun to Plow Under, but that might be a risk I have to take. It's 8 damage instead of 10, but this 10 damage is evasive. Yeah, I'm doing it this way. Oh, undo, 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 alert. Jesus. Yes. Yes, spin the gold. And this also looks like a pummel. It's not a pummel, and I don't think there's anything my opponent does to play differently, because it has overpower. There's not much they can do. Maybe they hold a D-react that they wouldn't otherwise. They can try and block it out. Yeah, they need the Crown of Providence just to dig, to be honest. They need to dig and find their combo, I feel like. I'm going to give my attack -1, that's fine. I wish I had a 3rd pummel in my deck right now. Alright, taking 3, or 2. Taking 2, making a Ponder. Right? Yeah. 2 down to 6. That is getting them low. Pay 3. I think I'm supposed to pay 2 here. No. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to take the 2. We're playing aggressive. We're going to go 5 go again into 6. Okay, opponent, how do you feel about those healing potions? You're not online. It's not going to deal me arcane damage if you use them now. Oh my gosh! I've applied so much pressure. This has been good. Like, forcing a Verdance to race, give up on the combo. They didn't play put Ring of Roses out because I don't know why. I don't know why. But they've used a lot of Burn Bears and a lot of how many? So they've got a Burn Bear, 2 Light Up, all 3 Burn Bears and 2 Light Up the Leaves are gone. They have 1 Light Up the Leaves left. 5 go again. Into Aftershock, make a Seismic Surge. Like, this is a good turn. My opponent still isn't online. Their Barkskin of the Millennium Tree isn't doing anything yet. Take 2. Down to 5. Another lethal attack. I guess this is the first lethal attack I've really played. Wow. Losing a Felling of the Crown. Okay. And Emeritus Scalding. Alright. Scolding. Not scalding. Okay, playing a potion. Not using the potion. Big. Big. 5 go again. If my opponent doesn't use a D-react here, I am in a great spot. They didn't use a D-react. They're blocking out the 5. I'm gonna make a Seismic Surge, which they probably knows what that means. It means Command and Conquer is coming for your arsenal. Take the last 2 cards from hand. Do you have 5 block? You don't. You're blocking with armor too. Take my opponent's entire hand. They have gotten 0 value off of Barkskin of the Millennium Tree. I have just beaten down too hard. I don't think I can kill him here. right? I can 5-go again into Hammer, which is good pressure. I can still 5-go again into Hammer, right? So that's still the same amount of pressure, except I'm going to have a Seismic Surge. And 4 Mites for next turn. I'm really encouraging them to use those healing potions. Where is their Decompose? Where is their Decompose cards? They have to be finding them soon, right? And once they find them, then those healing potions are now worth 3 each instead of 2. Not exactly. It's not exactly worth 3. They fell to 1. They're down to 1 life. And I've got Mites and Seismic Surge. Now they have to overblock. But they protect their library, which might have been what they were thinking about. I've got another Goldmane estate. I've got the Golden Sun. They have to crack their healing potions to stay alive. How much damage can they do with this Rampant Growth life? If they have 2 of them, they've been protecting that arsenal for a while. They might have found the other one. I know that they blocked or pitched with one early. We're not into second cycle yet. They're not getting their boost from Verdance, because they're still not online. Okay, gaining 3 from this. So, yeah, they're going to gain a bunch of life and then threaten Waning Moon for 12, which isn't lethal, right? I've got that going for me. I wish I knew what was on top of my deck. So bad, I wish I knew. They have Storm Striders, so I'm probably dead either way. I think I hold the Test of Strength and bluff that it's a blue. $14 overpower shouldn't kill. They should have access to D-Reacts. I say that because they haven't played D-Reacts this game. They haven't been able to get online. Yeah, they've got the D-React. They're not doing this and admitting death. I mean, they're going to 2. No, 1. Or 3. They're going to go down to 3. I am skipping the arsenal. Oh, no. Okay. No, that's okay. That's okay, right? I have lots of choices here. I'm blocking with the armor, right? So that's 4. That would be 8. So I can bottom this and then throw Zealous Belting into whatever I draw. If I draw into a blue. I really want to block with both my Clash cards, but it doesn't make sense to. Put Trounce on the bottom. Block 4. Block 8. Draw a card. Oh, come on. Okay, I found the blue. I'm going to demand cards from my opponent. I know that they have the life gain card. Heartbeat. It's an action. Thank God it's an action card. Okay, 5, go again. I want your hand, opponent. They have Waning Moon as instant speed damage. They have Storm Striders as instant speed damage. Take two. If I go down to 1 off the Waning Moon, they activate Waning Moon on their turn as well. I don't know. I'll have AB by then, right? Because I'll be drawing cards. Reaction, sink below. Okay. They really should Waning Moon right now while I'm out of cards in hand. They don't. They're arsenaling and passing. Crazy. I'm gonna keep the AB up, I think. I guess I'm keeping the AB up even if I... Yeah. So we're just not gonna make a Seismic Surge. We're just gonna pay the gold. Leave 2 floating. Again, looks like Pummel. Isn't Pummel. This is just so I can pay AB3 if I have to. By the time I get to Arsenal, it'll be too late. And even with D-Reacts, they might be dead here. I'm hoping they didn't find the Stormstrider's kill. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Yeah, activating Stormstriders. I can only AB3. I'm guessing they're just doing this to scare me. I don't know. I don't know. This is such a close game. No! Wait, I'm at 4. If they don't... Yeah, they wouldn't have used Plow Wonder, right? Waning Mood for 3 damage into this, yeah. Yup. Good game, opponent. Ah, man. Good game. I got too aggressive there. It felt like the right... I say I got too aggressive. I'm saying I got too aggressive at the very beginning of the game. But they weren't online. It was a time that I could apply pressure. I feel like if the game goes longer, their combo would have been better. Like, a lot better. Each one of those healing potions would have done more. Oh, man. That was their last Light Up the Leaves. That was their last Light Up the Leaves. I remember that. Yeah, they didn't have to bother blocking there. Instead of doing all that, I could have just swung Hammer. If I had swung Hammer, then I would have been able to pay AB3 for both of their spells. Both Light Up the Leaves and that. I'm trying to see how many cards they had in Banish. Was their Verdance Hero Power online? Because if it was, then the Heartbeat of Candlehold on their turn not only pulls them out of range, but takes even more cards from me. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. And God, I hate Stormstriders. I hate Stormstriders. Oh man, it feels just like they have access to Time Walk and I don't. That's just what it feels like. Oh, brother. Tough Nut. Yikes. So, they're gonna try and fatigue me. Since they're trying to fatigue me, Remembrance, get back my cards is how I beat them. Pummel will be good. My Clash cards are a lot less good. So this is just my KO build, right? Send message, good luck, have fun. Yeah. Romping Club. They're not playing Rock. Okay. I'm surprised to not see Rock. They didn't fat stack much either, right? They fat stacked by 1 card. They have 61 cards instead of 60. makes me think they're not trying to fatigue me. I'm going to keep the Clash of Bravado in hand on the off chance I can do something with it. I'm just going to swing the Miller's Grindstone, something they have to block. D-reacts? Yeah, okay. Only trading for one card. So we're not even ahead on the fatigue plan. We just are the first one to get an arsenal. That's what we get out of this. Seismic Surge might be a waste if they can win a clash, but I'm not too worried about that. The crowd cheered you. You got that. Okay, and this is a very, very relevant on hit. I don't want to give them a toughness and a vigor. That would be bad. I would love to destroy their toughness. That would be so cool. Yeah, man. If I can play this right, man, I don't destroy their toughness. I think that's fine. We're not going to reclash. They have a Command and Conquer on top of their deck, which might change my play here. Right? Knowing they have a Command and Conquer, that makes me want to use up this E-Strike. Just get it out of here so that their Command and Conquer doesn't do anything. Let's blank that. They could definitely Scowling Fleshbag here. This wouldn't be a bad time to Scowling Fleshbag, but this is going to be a long game. Yeah. They just get rid of the Command and Conquer. Happy to see it. Alright. Miller's Grindstone. You know I only have a 6 on top of my deck, so I'm unlikely to actually mill a card from you. And you have a very real chance of putting a -1 counter on mine. Haha, we tie. Okay. When this attacks, if you control a toughness, create 3 more. Sick. They've got a red on top of their deck. That's good to see. Oh. So I'm blocking and we clash? I think I just block with 2. Nice. How would you lose a couple life, opponent? We'll both lose some. We losers. No, I think I'm okay with leaving that on top. it's a 9. We'll leave that. No, we're good. Oh, I should have put it on the bottom after the second one, because I don't want to draw into it. Right? If I make a Seismic Surge, I have 1 floating and I draw it, so I kind of have to use this as a draw 2. Just so that I'm able to do something. I really want to use this Goldmane estate, but I've already drawn a card with that. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just not in a position to do anything with that. And we're just going to have to find it in second cycle. Our Remembrance is going to get 2 at most if we use the Remembrance in first cycle. Sick. What is this? Winner gets a toughness. Awesome. Thanks for the toughness, opponent. I mean, we're clashing heroes. This is what happens. I need to remember, if I clash and reveal Riches of Tropeldani, I do not reclash, because I know that there is a blank underneath it. This is an attack 6, and I have a toughness. 6, go again. I think I block with E-Strike. I think I block 4 damage with E-Strike. That's my play. They have a toughness because they got cheered. Romping Club. Sure. tempted to just take this and swing with Peck Perfect. Peck Perfect can definitely backfire. For sure. I do still have Clash cards, but I don't have a better play here. Miller's Grindstone backfires just as easily. So let's go Peck Perfect. My opponent should have no fear blocking. Oh my gosh, they just took it. They just took it. What? 7 go again? They have 1 floating? They haven't activated Tough Nut, so worst case scenario, they send Romping Club after this, right? I want to keep these Thunks in deck if I could, but I don't think I'm going to get that option. This is block 6, keep my 8 powers in deck, if given the option. Yep, they get cheered, now they send Romping Club. That's fine. They're getting some bad hits off of their hero ability. Alright, send Hammer. I suspect you just block with a card. That blocks it out. Opponent is ahead on Fatigue, but again, we're not planning on losing to Fatigue because we have Remembrance. Remembrance just says we don't lose to Fatigue. Taking it? I mean, that sucks, but you're getting awful low on life, opponent. Oh, that is a god-awful hand. That is a god-awful hand. If I reclashed, I would have won, but I don't care that much about milling them. 6 go again. If you have less life, the crowd cheers you. Cute. If you've been cheered, it gets go again. Yep. And when the crowd cheers you, you made that. That's cute. Okay, we just block 6. This is the clash I want to win. Oh, God. Yep. Target myself. Thank God I won the clash, but what am I doing with this hand? I guess it's just a block with everything Arsenal Pummel. I can't even do that. I can't even block with everything. Is it swing, hammer, pass? I don't want to put 3 reds together on the bottom of my deck. Damn. I could block with 2 Arsenal Pummel pass, waste my opponent's 2 toughness. I wish I'd blocked more on their first attack. Jeez. Took 2 damage I didn't have to. What? Thinking Bear with me? Hello? Alright. Azuri. I assume I go second. Banish the card from your hand face down. Turn the card banished face up this way. Face up. If it's an attack action card with cost 2 or less, put target attacking card with stealth from the active chain link on the bottom of its owner's deck, then put the banish card onto the active chain link. This is... Oh, they just left. They don't actually want to play competitive. They want to play competitive against specific heroes. Good luck, have fun, opponent. You didn't say searching for meta heroes. You can. If this is the matchup you got. Love that I have a Trounce. That's great. Kind of expect them to just throw a couple weapons, Arsenal Pass. If they just Arsenal Pass, that would be a good play. That would be a heads-up play from them. They don't. No, maybe. Attack action cards have -1. Yeah, whatever. I just want to get the Trounce off. That's all I care about. Oh, immediately a loss? It's not worth spending a gold to get a gold. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'd be spending a gold to get a gold and a might, basically. Censor. Okay. There's no reason for me to take damage on turn 1. There's just not. I know I've got to wait until second cycle in order to get my last visit the Goldmane estate. What am I my arsenal? Guess I'm okay with arsenaling the Bravado. Specifically because it makes it look like I've got a pummel here, which, you know, maybe it scares him a little. I'm not running pummel at the moment in my deck, but, you know, this is something. Okay, from Arsenal, they're going to keep a 4-card hand. Got a Clash card that could always... It can give me a might or a gold. Attack 5. And if you had a marked hero... Oh, okay. Okay, so it has piercing, which is just annoying. But I'm okay with just putting 2 cards in front of this, I think. Those 2 cards. Equipment would have -1. This also has piercing. Yikes. Alright. I don't know about Clash of Bravado, and I would be shocked if they named it. If they name Clash of Bravado here, then good on them. I'll swing hammer. I want to know what card they name. I'm curious. How well do they know Victor? Visit Goldmane Estate. That's not something I'm playing with only 1 card in hand, opponent. Just like ever. If I have Visit Goldmane Estate, I want to have multiple cards in hand so that no matter what I draw into, I still have a good play afterwards. Because I don't want to just make some mites and pass. That's terrible. Can you imagine Visit Goldmane Estates in my arsenal? I pitch a red to play it, I draw a card, and pass? Like, yikes. One's just okay with taking 7? No. 0 for 4. Oh my gosh, D-Reacts. I'm so done with them. This makes attack action cards defend less. Okay. I want to keep my hand, as much of it as possible. Riches is so powerful. Shred. Wow, that's kind of brutal. Thank God for Battle Worn, am I right? Thank God for Battle Worn. Yeah, you make my attacks not be able to defend as much, but it costs you a full card. I guess you're getting in for a couple points of damage too, so... Overall, I'm not too concerned. Means I'll be blocking with other equipment this turn. Unless you, like, swing with your next dagger, in which case 1 card from hand does block it. I don't know, these dagger things, these daggers that make cards block less later. Yeah, they have 2 cards floating, or 2 resources floating, so they're gonna do something after this, so my Command and Conquer is doing nothing. Do I really care about their next on hit, is the question. Yeah, I care about it. They chose Censor. They chose Censor as a 1 cost 5. I don't really care if it hits. Frailty's kind of annoying, but Boulder Drop seems awesome. Choose a card to discard. Discard that. I can just take 5 here. Play this, I'll have 1 floating no matter what so long as I draw into a yellow, I can throw that? I don't know. I don't know, man. The damage just doesn't matter, does it? Like, maybe they name Visit again. Because it didn't work last time, they'll get it this time. But, yeah, they did. So I can't play it. I can still pitch it. Okay. Command Conquer was a good draw. Was a good draw. Break their headpiece, which is relevant. I do have a headbutt card in the deck, right? So that's cute. That's cute. Yeah. And again, if I clash Revealing Riches, I do not reclash. If you've played 2 or more, it gets +2, and on hit, banish the top 2 cards in my deck. Boy, do I not care about that. I just don't care. Yep, it's just a block 4. Yeah, just the Nick. You're going to banish my Testifying Grip, which does suck. But I mean, when this hits, banish the top. So you banish the top 3 cards of my deck and lose your dagger randomly. The dagger that makes attack action cards do worse. Alright, we're gonna do it the same. Obviously, I know that if I were to reclash, I would be way better off. Oh, you wanted to go again. Yeah, that makes sense. I would have won with a thunk, specifically. Oh, you didn't flick knives this time. Okay. Yep, this is fine. Not the best position ever, but, like, I haven't done any of my power stuff yet. And they've lost a lot of armor. They have D-reacts that, you know, block 4, and then they only take 3. They don't lose a card. But it's probably taking 2 cards from them. Okay, were they... gonna stop letting you have the undos, opponent. Okay, let's see what they can do with 3 cards. Oof. Drawing those together is rough. They know about them. Next dagger gets +4. I don't think I'm going to need to block with the equipment this turn, opponent. I'm just going to block with Test of Strength on this and take 1. You have a Codex of Frailty on top of your deck. Don't know exactly how I play around that, but... I have a Spinal in Arsenal, so... I guess they're not going to. Spinal seems better than Peck Perfect. So I'm going to try and keep the Spinal in the deck. Okay, we're going to put your Codex of Frailty onto the bottom of your deck. After beating you with a Clash somehow. Like... go. Vigor Seismic Surge means I can throw Spinal Crush, Arsenal Spinal Crush. My opponent not having go again is a big deal. I'm so glad this doesn't, as worded, Spider's Bite doesn't retroactively lower the defense of things. So, like, if they flick here, it doesn't make my Peck Perfect block for 1 less. Alright, opponent. What's up? What's taking you so long? Alright. D-react. Nope. Just not gonna have go again on your turn. Alright. Let's block for 6 like that. Start with the Clash of Might. Win it. Win another one. 2 mites. Okay, you push through. Oh, and have this. When this hits a hero, choose a color, they reveal their hand. Banish a card of the chosen color. That's good for you. You should choose blue. We'll see if they do. Yep, they chose blue. I took my Cranial Crush. Thank God for the Vigor. Letting me send Hammer here. For 6, no less. They should be willing to just take the 6. And keep the pressure on me. Because they've got the life total lead right now. I don't think they want to let that go. They don't really have the life total lead when you look at how much equipment I have, but... Oh, nice! Bonus gold. Let's go. Like, that was going to be in my hand anyway. It's just an extra gold. No. Okay, we're done. What the frick? Just spamming that? What's wrong with you? Attack action cards defend less. Don't want that. Let's make a might. Thank you. Appreciate the might. I wouldn't be surprised if they just arsenaled and passed. No, command and conquer. Okay. That's a fine time for me to give you my stuff. Also, the Quicken is less relevant because you're not going to be able to have Go again if you don't block this. So that's one way to waste a Quicken. I love the interaction between Civic Steps and Spinal Crush. That feels like classic Guardian to me. Okay, sure. You can have Go again, you have your Quicken, but what can you do with it? On hit, banish the top card. You can have another Just the Nick. I think I'll go ahead and give you 2 cards. Thunk? Get there? It's a lot of mites that I've made this game. Yep, and we just throw that Thunk I drew. It's only 8 damage, but I'm gonna fix the lighting in here just a little bit. They vanilla damage, but they're getting low on life. They need to interact with me quite a bit here. I don't have any Test of Iron Grips left, which is very disappointing. My attack action cards will defend for less. 1, 2, 3. Man. I don't like giving him a Quicken here. Oh, it also... Yeah, that doesn't even help. So I'm just blocking with 2 cards. Oh my gosh! The value! I have revealed Golden Sun twice to clashes this game? This is amazing. What can my opponent do against this? Best I can do is swing Hammer next turn, unfortunately, if I want to stop this. It has on-hit choose a color. I can probably trick him a bit by just keeping a red. But, like, this isn't going to connect for damage, right? I could let it hit. That just seems terrible. I think we just block 6. They would know they could at very least name yellow. Because I just revealed that and drew it. Yeah, let's just keep punching them in the face. We've got a life total lead now. They've got tempo, I guess. But tempo doesn't do much for them. What just did all this revealing? Surgical extraction? No, pitch. Activated spider's bite. Cut from the same cloth. Okay. I don't know why it said pummel popped up on the screen. I definitely don't have a pummel. Okay, we'll block 6. See if they actually have another play after this. I wouldn't blame them for just arsenaling. Oh, they definitely have a play. They got back Command and Conquer, which I can't stop. Right? I've got... No, I can. I can block with a card. So I can stop this, and then just throw Hammer back. What do I want to have the turn afterwards? I think I'm going to get back that. So stopping it will take my entire turn, is what's going to happen. Right? That's fine. I think this is okay. Still have a huge life lead. I've got a Golden Sun in my arsenal. I've got a pile of gold. We're getting low on cards in deck, so I'm going to find some other good stuff soon. Play. Wow, their next dagger is going to be real big. Getting +8. Dagger with go again at the attacks for 9. They can play an attack first. No, I'm done with the undos. Just play your turn. You've had so many undos. Alright, you're going to decline to chat. I'm going to decline the undos. Yeah, I don't care about the other dagger. This is the dagger that I care about. Okay, they're going to get through. And they want my arsenal. They get my arsenal is actually how I should put it. Nothing I can do about that. But I can make a massive pile of mites, make a seismic surge, and send hammer. I'm at 15. I don't exactly know how they're getting out of this. The plan is to take damage. I have no reason to reclash. Got an army of blues, so bunch of blue block 3s. I don't care about the dagger on hits. Look at their hand, banish a card with the same color. That's fine. I'm at 15. You can deal whatever damage you want. You can take a card from me. Oh my gosh, you don't even get to take a card from me. I've got 8 mites. Let's just throw Macho. Alright. We're doing something, guys. I feel like I'm playing alright. That losing to the Dio, that hurt. The loss to the Dio today was kind of rough. I've played against Oscillio so many times. I'm sorry. I'm just done. I'm running into a lot of the same opponents at this point. Played against that Oscillio multiple times. I could switch to Silver Age. That could be fun. But I really want to get more testing in with this. And I'm really enjoying Victor. Looking for meta heroes. Yeah, that's probably what just keep me from joining. I can look for more Gravies, but I don't really want to play against Gravies. I really want to be playing against KO or... What else? What else is there? KO, Syndra, Dio. Let me look real quick. Okay. So here is Proquest Yokohama. Let's go through all of these and see how comfortable I am into each hero. Gravy Bones. It is not a winning matchup for me, but I know how to win. I've tested against that deck quite a bit. I know what allies I can ignore. It's tough, but I have a game plan. Syndra. I have a game plan. It should always work. It doesn't always work, but I'm 80% favored. I know how to block the Mask of Momentum. If they have Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, which is better, then I can suspect them to be on some kind of combo plan, and I really need to play around when I use my boots so I don't give them a blowout turn. One good combo turn shouldn't be enough so long as I don't give them a quicken on their combo turn. That's just crazy. Verdance. I'm familiar with the deck. I know how to win. Again, it's a bad matchup. This is the same thing as Gravy. I have a chance to win, but it's not a good chance. I will be more prepared into that matchup than the opponent is, both with Verdance and with Gravy. I doubt either one have practiced much against Victor Goldmane. He's just not a popular enough hero. Just like I'm not sitting here testing against Prism a lot. I'm not testing against Katsu a lot. Like, I'm not expecting to run into as many of them. Okay, Florian. I haven't played very many games against Florian. I should get better test results against that. Less and less people are playing him, though. This is week 1 of Proquests. I can check and see what the numbers are for week 2, but I know the results are down. Singapore. That's not what I want. It's a year ago. It's from 2022. I'm looking for what the results are for other recent events, other ProQuests. See what I can find here. Usually gets posted on Reddit, which is what I'm kind of looking for. It is Wednesday. Here we go. Here's last week. This is the meta I really want to prepare for. This was last week's metagame. Again, love this. Know this, know this. Hopefully they don't know how I'm doing. KO. I know how to play against KO. I've played against KO quite a bit. It is a tough matchup. I have to get lucky clashes. Dash. I certainly thought I knew the matchup, but if I don't get all my clashes, if I don't get all my trounces, my Test of Iron Grips, if I don't get to play all those, it can be tough. I need to get value off of each one of those. Prism. That is a matchup that I don't know very well, and I can't test very well on Talishar. If I could test against Prism in paper, I would. But there's just so much going on. I don't have time to hover over every single card on Talishar. When I hover over their double-sided cards that transform, the Talishar kind of glitches out and it just kind of blinks the card at me. It doesn't hold it up so I can read it. So I can't zoom in on those cards on Talishar. I'd pull them up in another tab or something, but I don't want to do that. against a random person online, like they're gonna have to sit around and wait a lot while I read all of their cards. Um, I understand how they work, though. I understand that they can win from a very low life total. I know that I cannot let them keep out the aura that says deal 1 point of damage, deal 1 point of damage. I'm hoping that having 3 copies of Clash of Bravado helps a lot. Not only is it a popper, because it has 7 power, it's also the Clash effect is incredibly relevant against them. They have auras that normally I would have to attack into to get rid of. I can just win a clash and destroy it. That's huge. And then thirdly, it's a yellow. Having enough yellows in the deck to blow up their library can be a big deal. So I'm hoping I'm good enough into them, but I know they're long grindy games, and I'll have to play fairly quick in person. Hopefully 50 minutes is enough. Kasai. There's no one at my local store that plays Kasai, but I know that there were some people in Northern California, which is where I'm at, that have Kasai decks built and have toyed around with playing them in the past. Kasai should have a good Gravy Bones matchup. It should have a good Syndra matchup. So I could see people bringing that, depending on how many Verdance they expect. I don't imagine Kasai has a good matchup against Verdance. It's probably not terrible because you're still decently aggressive, but I doubt it's as good as something like Syndra. Like, there's Dash and Syndra, I feel like, are the only decks that can pressure Verdance enough. And even then, Verdance, if they can block effectively, still have a good chance of winning. Oscillio I played into a lot today. I feel better about Oscillio. The Victor Mirror matchup. Not expecting to run into that. The last Proquest I went to, I was the only Victor in the room. There were only like 2 or 3 Guardians in the room total. I'm not expecting that to change. No one else plays Victor in my local area but me. Kano. Kano just feels like an auto loss. Kano just feels like an auto loss. I've got 83, which is something, but I don't have anything else. I only have 83, and I'm forced to just play with a blue in hand at all times. IP1 every single turn, because if they combo off, I'm just screwed. Jarl is a matchup I've played in the past. I think the popular Jarl lists right now are Fatigue Jarl. I think I'm okay into that. Remembrancing back my visit Goldmane Estates in the late game and just playing 2 or 3 of them in a turn, I just make piles and piles of mites that they can't fatigue me when I make that many mites. When I have cards that are single-handedly worth 10 damage, they can't fatigue me. 10 go again. Like, it's too much. On top of the fact I've got other cards that, like, all my blues are worth 8. I've got so many blues I've got 9 8s in the blue slot, so Dorinthia is historically been a good matchup for me. I can lose to it, but it is difficult. I have to, I don't know, draw really bad. They have to draw really well. A lot of things have to line up for Dory to beat me. Test of Iron Grip has made that matchup even better. RKO. It's there. KO Underhanded Cheat. It's a deck. Game plan against that is use my armor early. Use my armor early, get a life total lead. If I have access to an overpower or dominate attack, use that early. If I can use that turn 1, I don't care if it uses my only gold. I should use, on turn 0, I should be willing to crack my gold to throw 10 overpower with Golden Sun if I have it. Getting through that damage early, making sure I have an early life total lead, shuts down like half their deck. It's amazing. Florian. Yeah, haven't tested into it a lot. Other decks, Levias, Slippy, Fang, Rhinar. Look, they're cool decks. I'm not expecting to run into most of these. It's really the top 50% that I'm worried about. Verdance, Gravy, Syndra. That's what I've been practicing. That's what I'm better at. Um, I've only been streaming for 3.5 hours, but, you know, there's nobody else here. So, I think I'm probably going to call it quits for the day. I need to run to the bathroom. I need to get some errands run. So, I will talk to you all later. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate it. Leave a comment if you can. Give me some feedback. I would love to make content that you're interested in. Let me know, and I will see you all later. Bye.